Let's talk about clarity, but not the feel-good, motivational kind. Let's talk about the brutal, honest, and uncomfortable clarity that actually changes your life. Clarity isn't a feeling. It's not some mystical sign from the universe. Clarity is seeing the truth, especially when you don't like what you see. And let's be real, most people avoid it like it's poison. Why? Because clarity demolishes your excuses. It shines a spotlight on your weak decisions and forces you to take responsibility. It's so much easier to stay confused, isn't it? To say, "Oh, I'm still figuring things out." Confusion is comfortable. It's a cozy blanket you can hide under. But clarity rips that blanket away and says, "No, you already know what to do. You're just not doing it." That's why genuine clarity is so rare. It demands action. Let's get brutally honest for a moment. Most people aren't truly confused. They're undisciplined. Deep down, you know what needs to be done. You know you need to wake up earlier. You know you need to stop wasting money on things that don't matter. You know you need to cut off the distractions, learn that skill, make that scary phone call, or finally start that business you've been dreaming about. You know which situations you need to leave behind. But clarity demands action, and action is uncomfortable. So what do we do instead? We stay busy. We get busy scrolling through social media, busy making endless plans we never start, busy talking about our goals instead of working on them, busy consuming content instead of creating our own. Being busy is the perfect disguise for fear. It feels productive, but it's just a distraction. Clarity doesn't care how you feel. It cuts right through the noise and asks the one question that matters. What are you avoiding? Here's another hard truth. Your life is complicated because your priorities are weak. Clarity simplifies everything. It's like a machete that cuts through all the jungle of noise, doubt, and other people's opinions. It strips your life down to what actually matters. You don't need 10 goals, 20 different plans, and 50 opinions from people who aren't living your life. You need one clear direction and the courage to commit to it, day in and day out. Clarity says, "This matters." That doesn't, and people hate that. They hate it because clarity means saying no. Saying no to distractions that feel good in the moment. Saying no to fake friends who drain your energy. Saying no to the comfort of your old habits. Saying no to instant gratification. Think about it. If you believe everything matters, then nothing truly matters. You're spread so thin that you can't make real progress on anything. Clarity also reveals your character. When things get hard, and they always do, motivation will fade. When your emotions are running high, your discipline will be tested. But clarity stays. It's the constant North Star that reminds you why you started this journey in the first place. It reminds you what you're willing to sacrifice and what you refuse to tolerate from yourself and others. If you find yourself quitting every time things get uncomfortable, the problem isn't a lack of talent or opportunity. It's a lack of clarity. People with real clarity don't necessarily move the fastest. They move decisively. They don't waste time debating every single step. They don't need validation from others. They don't wait for applause. They know exactly where they're going, and that internal certainty is more than enough to keep them moving forward. It really comes down to a battle between clarity and comfort. Comfort is loud and seductive. It whispers in your ear, "Relax. You can do it tomorrow. It's fine." But clarity is quiet and direct. It tells you you're running out of time. Today is the day. Comfort seeks pleasure right now, while clarity seeks meaningful results later. Comfort wants to numb your pain, but clarity forces you to confront it head-on. Every single breakthrough you will ever have in your life will come right after a moment of brutal clarity. That moment when you finally stop lying to yourself and admit, "This isn't working. I am the problem. Something has to change." Real growth begins the exact moment your excuses die. So how do you get this clarity? Here's the secret. You don't find it, you create it. Stop waiting for a sign. Stop waiting to feel confident. Stop waiting for a surge of motivation to strike you like lightning. Clarity doesn't come from feelings. It comes from making decisions. You must decide what you truly want. Decide what it will cost you in time, effort, and sacrifice. And then decide if you're actually willing to pay that price. If you keep half committing, half trying, and half believing, don't blame your results on confusion. Blame it on cowardice. True clarity is about choosing a path and metaphorically burning the bridge behind you, so there's no option of retreat. It's full commitment. And this brings us to the hardest part of all. You absolutely cannot have clarity if you keep lying to yourself. Lying about how much effort you're really putting in. Lying about your lack of discipline. Lying about what your true priorities are. You don't lack time. You lack focus. You don't lack opportunities. You lack follow-through. The moment you tell yourself the unvarnished truth, that's when real clarity hits you like a ton of bricks. And yes, it's uncomfortable. It feels absolutely terrible, but it is incredibly powerful. Because now you know. Now you know that if you fail, it's on you. And if you win, it's because you earned it. When clarity finally shows up in your life, everything changes. Your anxiety starts to drop, because uncertainty is a massive drain on your mental energy. Your confidence rises, not from arrogance, but from a deep sense of self-reliance. Your decisions become faster and sharper. Your energy increases. Why? Because you're no longer wasting it on doubt and indecision. Clarity fuels you. People with clarity sleep better at night. They walk with a different kind of purpose. They don't beg for approval because their validation comes from within. Let me leave you with this final truth. Clarity will not make your life easy. Anyone who tells you that is selling you a fantasy. But it will make your life simple. And simple doesn't mean painless. It means honest. And honesty is the bedrock of all strength. So I want you to ask yourself a question. And please, don't lie. What do you already know to be true that you are pretending not to see? That answer, right there. That's your clarity. And once you see it, you only have two choices. You either act on it, or you accept the life you're creating by avoiding responsibility. There is no middle ground. The choice is yours. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content that cuts through the noise. See you in the next one.